yesterday out of Cali. And my bag from the valley bought me brand new balance. And I'm playing with a no American dream, dusty road. Man, she been riding since her daddy rode on road. I done in every hole, telling every.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, if there are two better pass rushers in the NFL, I don't know who they are. We'll see Von Miller matching up against Khalil Mack.
It's a day, Larry, that fans in these parts will need to savor as we come to you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. The pregame festivities here in Oakland have to be seen to be believed. This crowd in silver and black, they are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Denver Broncos. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Carry, here's Marshawn Lynch. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Cooper's got it. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. A Raider first down as Carr finds Cooper. So opening drive, 3rd down. They complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Really tough drive, but that run help salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So it'll be first down here after the run. Carr. Crabtree with it over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for them on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And the seemingly endless drive continues. Carr to throw on second down. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with it.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Marshawn Lynch, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Former Cal Bear now. C.J. Anderson on the carry. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
2nd down following the run. Now Simeon. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Simeon finding Thomas there to give the Broncos a first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
12 more yards there and another first down. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Again, Anderson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Simeon into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson, and the return stops at the 39-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Marshawn Lynch, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it? It certainly does. And a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive. Anything. At least 3 points get that 0. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Snags it from a pick, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone. And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen. No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because... And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out. And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. On 2nd down, Anderson. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, here's Simeon. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. They go play action here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Bruce Irvin coming in from his outside linebacker spot. He buries him for a loss of 10 or 11. On On second down, here's Simeon. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Shift together here from the D-line. Carr now on first down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Derek Wolfe in there to sack him for a loss of 6. On second down, Lynch. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact. The Raiders on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 15. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. The Raiders on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 15. To throw, it's Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
On is the punter, King, to send it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw on second is Simeon. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Throwing on third down, Simeon. He's going to look deep down the field, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Sean Smith. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Carr now on first down. That is caught at the 7. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out through.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And tough starting field position here.
Here we go now.
After the interception, here's Simeon. Screen play, Anderson. And they'll get him down up past the 15. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Now a first down throw. Simeon. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Simeon now on second down. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Simeon in need of something big following that sack, facing 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Simeon. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Carr gives to Lynch on the draw. And an alley to run. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Carr now to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Michael Crabtree in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because We often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Here we go now. Simeon. Green's got it over the middle. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Here's Simeon. And he hits his man on the out route, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Hurry up. Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Simeon on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Simeon. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
6-18.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Cordero Patterson, 49 yards. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. Back to throw, Simeon. And now here is another interception. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They'll try to get something going with Marshawn Lynch. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. On 2nd down, here's Carr. They set up the screen to Lynch. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. The man who won a Super Bowl MVP award across the bay in Santa Clara, Von Miller, coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it'll be 4th down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They start the drive with Anderson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in the East Bay. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Here we go now.
From the 50, it's Simeon. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
10th carry now for Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Out of the gun, Simeon. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
The Broncos on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top.
C.J. Anderson, and all the way home for a Broncos score. C.J. Anderson, 34 yards, and the Broncos get a bit closer. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Now McManus on to kick this one off. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And I think the ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They start the drive with Lynch. And some room to run now. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. This has neither the distance nor the accuracy. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, it's still a good-sized lead, so they haven't necessarily needed him, but this is now 2 missed field goals for him in this game so far.
Yeah, and the question now is, will he be prepared when they do need him? Whether that's later in this game or sometime down the line, having a kicker you can count on is definitely imperative.
Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now Simeon. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now it's Simeon. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Travis Carey. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They'll run again with Lynch, and he'll get this only up to about the 35. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Black Hole celebrates. The Raiders are winners here as we say so long from Oakland.